More about this is Education Minister Stephen Lecce. Minister, thanks for joining us this morning. Clearly the stakes are high, the temperature is high, but what's it going to take maybe to take the temperature down? On the one side, we've got the strike threat from CUPE, which you have said if they don't remove that, you really can't continue to bargain. And on the flip side, CUPE is saying the invocation of the notwithstanding clause is standing in the way of their right to collective bargaining. Is there any way the temperature can come down before potential action tomorrow?
Look, the government has been abundantly clear on our commitment. We want to keep these kids in school after 2 extraordinary years. I mean, the union, look, I want to put some context of why we are here. The union demanded a nearly 50% increase in compensation, which I think all of us could accept is entirely unreasonable, 33% in salary alone. This is what happened as of Sunday when they decided to proceed with the strike before they knew about the legislation and the tools used within it to ensure stability. We're doing whatever it takes fundamentally to keep kids in the classroom. And we're here because they have completely unreasonable demands. They have not refused to withdraw that strike. And as such, we have no choice to bring forth this bill, which may pass this afternoon, intended to avert a strike and create some stability. At what point does a government say to the teacher unions and education unions, enough? These kids have been through so much. And it is sad we're here. This is not this is the last resort of any government. But when they are committing to a strike, the government will use every tool at our disposal to provide some stability and certainty for 1 million parents who are being horribly upended tomorrow and 2 million kids who should be in class.
Minister Lecce, you know, speaking of the tools that you're using to try to keep kids in school, is this legislation, but also fines attached to it. So do you think that's really going to stop them from striking? Who do you intend to issue these fines to, and how will that work?
Well, I hope it doesn't get to that. I mean, honestly, I do believe, you know, that I hope common sense will prevail in this respect, that people will be law-abiding. I mean, if the bill passes this afternoon, it would be an illegal strike. And there are consequences for that type of action. Now, my hope is in the coming hours, there could be some alternative outcome that allows stability for children. But as I noted, I mean, my intent and the government's intent, the premier has been clear about this, is because the union has on Sunday announced a strike on Friday. If the government didn't introduce this legislation, for those that are watching, then kids would be out of school indefinitely, not just Friday. The union confirmed they want to take this a multi-day strike. They have no end date. And so we are forced to bring forth legislation with the intent of passing it to say to the members, we expect you to show up for our kids. And I believe our members work hard. They do amazing things in our school, and I'm grateful for them, which is why we're going to increase their pay every year, 10% over 4 years, maintaining the best benefits, health benefits for them and their family, and pensions, and 131 sick days. All we ask is you take the strike off the table and work with government to get these kids back on track. But regrettably, they have dismissed this request, and they're proceeding on the strike, and thus the government will have to move forward with this bill.
Okay, Minister, of course, the union does have to give that 5 days of notice in order to sort of put that warning out there. You just talked about, you know, the coming hours. So we know talks could be happening today. Can you tell us, will they be happening today? What is the latest on bargaining? Will there be more discussions with CUPE today?
We've never left the table with the union. We stand ready, always have with any willing partner. But there needs to be the threat of a strike off the table. They didn't take it off the table. We're now at the point, literally, on the day that the bill is intended to pass. I mean, honestly, folks, we're hours away from this bill passing its third reading, the final vote until it could become the law. And the union had ample opportunity to bring forth reasonable proposals. On Sunday, when they decided to strike, it was because they were not getting what they wanted on compensation, 11 points a year, every year. We're talking about, in our case, a 4-year program. Most people are not receiving automatic benefits, pensions, and salary increases and total absolute job security. And I'm not taking any of these elements away from them. In fact, I'm enhancing them. Right now, we're in a debate about the rate of growth of their entitlements and their pay. And I do believe they do good work. I do believe we have to give them a competitive wage. We pay them the highest in the country. They make $27 an hour. And frankly, in Toronto and in the GTA, it's much higher. So my point in short is we brought something reasonable. They've brought forth a unreasonable demand, originally as it was, a nearly 50% increase. And most people see through that. And if this is about the kids, I'm urging them, and as I said, as of the last few days, they should have canceled the strike, and they need to show up for work Friday and make a difference. Show us all the good work you do, and we'll bring forth a program, a contract that I think is fair, is reasonable, is affordable, and puts students at the center of the contract by keeping them in the classroom.
And yet it seems like things are at an impasse, and now OPSEU is planning to join this strike. We'll see how it goes today. But Education Minister Stephen Lecce, appreciate your time this morning. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Minister.
Thank you.